The Calgary Police Service is investigating after stabbing at a business in Crescent Heights. This afternoon, at approximately 2:35 p.m., police were called to a medical clinic in the 1600 block of Center Street North for reports that multiple people had been stabbed. When the officers arrived, they found one deceased man and two other people with non-life-threatening injuries. One woman was taken to hospital, and one man was treated on scene and then taken into custody. The scene was quickly contained and remains closed to the public while police investigate. Southbound lanes of Center Street have been closed temporarily until the investigation has deemed otherwise. At this point, investigators believe the incident to be domestic in nature. Anyone with information about this incident is asked to call the Calgary Police Service non-emergency line at 266-1234 or the Homicide Unit Tip Line at 403-428-8877. Tips can also be left anonymously by contacting Crime Stoppers. Information at this point is extremely limited, but I will do my best to answer any questions.
Domestic in nature, can you expand on that?
All three individuals were known to each other.
Can you say how they were known to each other? Does it speak more to their relationship?
I don't have the details delving into that, but it is domestic in nature.
Was the woman that was hurt, was she stabbed as well?
Her wounds are superficial at this point. I'm unclear if it's from the knife or just from the physical fight.
Sir, do you know who the target was? Was it the man who is deceased, or was it the woman or somebody else?
I believe that the target was the deceased individual.
Was the woman also a target?
No, not to my knowledge, no.
We say domestic, was the attacker then in a relationship with the woman, or had they been before?
To my knowledge, that is what the onset of the investigation is showing right now.
Okay, and sorry to, I'm not sure how much you can say, but does that mean then, was there any sort of indication of, did he attack the man, if that indeed was the target because of, he felt there was a relationship between those two as well?
I can't speculate on what he thought, but again, domestic in nature is what it appears to be at this time. So,
Sorry, can you go over that? I couldn't quite hear all of it.
I can't speculate on what the thought process of the suspect was going into this, but I can tell you that all three people were known to each other and it's domestic in nature.
Do we know anything about the identity of the deceased?
Well, we do, but of course I can't release that right now until next of kin has been notified.
How old are the people involved?
They're in 40s to 50-year-old range.
Was the woman working there, or was she just do we know?
I don't know that information.
And so what are the relations between the three?
I can't comment on that right now.
Did the deceased work there?
Yes, he did.
He ran it, right? That was his shop as far as you know?
To my understanding, yes.
What can you say about the arrest and how that unfolded?
When officers arrived, they were there relatively quickly. It was a very chaotic scene, obviously, and the suspect was pointed out by numerous witnesses, and he was taken into custody without incident.
Okay, and he was treated, he was injured?
There were minor injuries to the suspect during the struggle or fight that occurred.
Was somebody then holding him down if his injuries? What kept him at the scene?
I don't know at this point whether he decided he was just going to live with what he had done and wait for the police. I can't comment on that right now.
Was he calm?
Yep, he was calm. He was calm and cooperative with us. Didn't put up a struggle and was taken into custody without incident.
And how old is he?
I'm not sure. I can't speculate on that.
You said you weren't sure if the woman's injuries were caused by the knife, or perhaps some, like you don't know if those were knife wounds, superficial.
Correct.
Any speculation at this point on motive? Is it just too early to say?
It is too early to say. You can draw your own conclusions, being domestic in nature. So,
Any idea how many people were in the clinic at the time?
I believe there are 6 witnesses that Homicide is interviewing right now, along with the people that were involved. So,
Okay, and what sort of services are being offered for those folks?
well, right now, of course, we have to speak to them before anything else is done. But of course, we have support, psychological services, and victim assistance as well.
Any surveillance video?
That will be part of the investigation. I'm sure there is.
Sir, I'm confused. I don't know what it means when it's domestic in nature.
Well, I can't speculate any farther than that. Domestic in nature means that it was not random. and all three individuals were known to each other.
There was an SUV that was taped off on the second level of the parkade outside of the entrance to the clinic. Do you know what that vehicle is all about?
I believe the suspect's vehicle remains at the scene.
Was there an argument before the altercation?
I have no idea. Like I said, we got the call as a 911 call that people had been stabbed. So
So just to clarify, so you arrived there, the suspect, the man was already down, presumably dead at that point. The suspect was calm, so was he still in that clinic? Was he standing in the greater area of the mall? You just talked about how when you arrived, what the situation was at that point.
the scene itself is a small clinic. My understanding is the suspect was still in the clinic. No struggle ensued, and he was calm and cooperative.
Is there the sense that the suspect went into the clinic with the intention of doing what he did, or that, things escalated to the point that
That would be complete speculation on my point.
I heard reports that people in the restaurant next door were applying first aid and when they came back, is that presumably true for that? Can you comment on that?
I don't have any information on that. I apologize.
Was the knife owned by the suspect?
No idea.